In an earlier video in this section, we had an example of a while loop in adventure.py. So if we open that file in the editor, if you haven't already done so, let's review the problem we had. So if we run the program now, and type quit to break out of the loop, we get the output game over, which is what we want, but the program also prints, aren't you glad you got out of there as well? So we don't really want to print that message if the player quits out of the game. Now you should be able to see that fixing that problem is going to be pretty easy. If we break out of the while loop, else can be used to prevent that message from happening. So all we really need to do is add an else here on line 10, colon, enter, and making sure that the print is now indented. So the code in the else block will now only be executed if the loop terminates normally. It won't be executed if we break out of the loop. So let's run the program to test that. Let's start off by entering up, and the loop goes around again. If we enter quit at this point, we break out of the loop, and you can see we've got the message game over, but not the message on line 11. We should also test what happens when the loop terminates normally, so let's run the program again, and this time we're going to enter a direction. I'm going to enter east. And now you can see we've got the message, aren't you glad you got out of there, showing, which is correct. Now there are other ways to achieve the same thing. You don't have to use else with a loop, but it can be useful, and you will see it being used in code out there. Alright, so that's actually the end of this section. In the next section, we're going to look at some data structures that are built into Python. Before that though, I want to finish this section with a brief summary and a challenge. So I'll see you in the next video.